Hey, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I am Brian Horton, one of the owners and educators at BK Forex Academy, along with my wife, Kenya. And we're going to be talking about the Fibonacci Retracement tool and how to use it. Two different ways you can use it on reversals. So we're going to point out reversals where price is going in one way and it's going to go ahead and reverse and for a pullback before it continues to go into that initial direction. Another way we can do is for a trend continuation. So we can actually go, if we're starting from a buy, we can actually understand when it's going to go ahead and hit our support level and then hit a buy. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Now, before we go ahead and do that, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button while you're checking out our intro. It will definitely help and support our channel. So let's go ahead and do it right after this. All right, so first example is going to be reversal points. So let's go ahead and start with a downtrend. So we have an initial push, a pullback, a push, a pullback, and then let's just go ahead and say it consolidates. So buyers and sellers aren't really doing much. So it's going on a sideways momentum. And then we have another push to the upside. So first things first, we want to identify the resistance levels. So we have these two little points here where it served as resistance. Now we understand when there is a push above that level, as technical analysis traders, we understand that this could possibly be a reversal or a reverse trend. We want to look left for clues from this area to see if there was another resistance area there where buyers and sellers were actually kind of duking it out. So we do see that. We want to draw a line there because this is a key point right there. So we have our key resistance level here in which it broke, and now we have another resistance level. Price likes to repeat itself, and we'd like to see that price will head to the downside to this previous resistance level, now support. So before we do that, we want to use our Fibonacci retracement tool. So what you want to do is grab it from the bottom level, from that push, all the way to the top in which we found that last resistance level. All right. And then usually where you see this previous resistance level, you want to see your Fibonacci retracement tool, your number, line up with that. In this case, this is just an example. This was at the 61% level here. So what we would do is say, hey, I'm going to do a sell limit right at this point, and we are going to sell all the way down to this level. Now, this level, like I said, it lines up with our retracement tool, but it also lines up with our previous resistance area right here. So that will be considered a reversal entry for using our Fibonacci retracement tool. So let's go ahead and look at a trend continuation. Okay, so let's say we go ahead and push from this level. It goes back up above this area here. All right, it comes back down at this area, respecting this previous resistance and now making it support. And so we have a decision to make. Okay, so one thing we can do, let's go ahead and delete this tool here, is grab from this bottom here, from this previous support, all the way to the peak of this area here. And then you want to see if it's lining up, if one of your numbers are lining up, or Fibonacci numbers are lining up with this now support. In this case, we have the 38% level here, agreeing with that. So we would actually take a sell at this top point down to this level here. So we're coupling our Fibonacci tool with market structure, and we're looking left for clues for key support levels. So we look left and found out that this was a previous resistance level. And now here's another previous resistance level. It goes above that resistance level. And now we know that the probability of it coming down, making a support, is highly likely. And now we are in an uptrend, or we've been in an uptrend, but we can see clearly now that we're in an uptrend. So we would draw our trend line just to confirm. Now let's go ahead and look at some live charts so you can see this actually play out. Now this happens a lot of the times in the market, and I've profited so many times with this particular strategy. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so I kind of marked it out for you. We have the Aussie CAD here. So we see the peak here. We notice that this is the peak of our trend before it even happens because we see that price has touched this multiple times, okay? Now, one thing that caught my eye is that we see a push down below the previous resistance level, now support. It broke through that and it came up. So first we see our initial push here. So I drew a yellow line going all the way down here and it did a push. All right. And then now we have step two, a pullback. It goes up, pull back, and then we have another push to the downside. So this third push needs to go further than the second initial pullback here. It has to go further. And we can see price going down. And if you look left for clues for market structure, we see right here that it respected this area of support. So let's go ahead and draw a line there just so that it's easily identifiable. It respects this line. So price is currently here now. And so I'm going to go ahead and do my step 4 and believe that price is going to go in this direction. So I'm currently in the 4-hour time frame. You can actually use this method in any time frame, just depending on how long you want to be in a trade, how much you want to make. Of course, the lower time frame, you are looking for quicker setups. You're going to make a lot less pips, but you will see the setup a lot quicker within a few minutes, half hour to maybe an hour. 4-hour, it would take a little longer and it may take a day or more. Okay, so we see it go down. It's respecting our previous support level. And now we see that price is going to come up. So when you're trading, all we do is see a push, a pullback, a push, a pullback. You'll see that in any trade. It doesn't matter. So now we're just waiting for our pullback. So you see I have my Fibonacci tool. I'm going to go ahead and delete it. My Fibonacci tool, I'm going to grab it from the top, from the peak of the mountain and drop it all the way down to the bottom here. So we're going to actually do a buy limit here, but where are we going to take profit? So you can take profit at any of these levels. So we see that there is a lot of indecisiveness in this area right here. It took multiple hours before it pushed to the downside. So we know that price can stop at this first level at the 23% level, even the 38% level here. Because when you have a strong push like this, the pullback can be just as strong or stronger than the first pullback right here. So another way you can use the Fibonacci tool is, I'm going to go ahead and delete it. You can go ahead and start instead of the top of the peak here, you can go ahead and start it from this second pullback all the way down to the bottom. And this green zone would be a safe zone to actually take your profit. So we will buy at the bottom. We will ride the price all the way up to the 50%. You can get out at the 38% or the 50%. The 61% is a kind of a red zone where you're like, I don't know, it may go up that high, but it's safer at the 38 and the 50%. And you can actually take your profit right there. So we understand we're in the 4 hours. So just kind of look at the candles here. Each candle represents 4 hours, and it may take that much longer to go up. So we're talking about a day and a half to maybe 2 days. So we want to keep an eye on that. All right. So let's go ahead and recap. We see a push, and then we see a pullback. Now, it's important to understand that the pullback should not reach or go back up to the initial push area. So it can't come back up here. Then our trade is null and void of what we're trying to do here. So it has to pull back at least halfway or less of the initial push. And then we see another push here, which is our step 3. Now, this push must go below this support area. If it does not, and let's say this push comes down to here and then it goes back up, then this is not what we're looking for. We're looking for trends. We're identifying trends. So in order to identify trends, you must have lower lows and lower highs. So it just depends on if we're in a bearish trend or a bullish trend. So we're in a bearish trend in which is going down. So now we have a lower low, which went lower than this initial low. And now we look left for clues to how low this may go. When we look left, it respected this area. And I bet if we continue to look left again, you'll see multiple points here. Here's another where there was a lot of indecisiveness in which this was support. It broke through, came back up, and then it was support again. And look, it's respecting our support line again, and was forming a green buy candle. Okay, so we look left for clues to where it may go, and then we draw our Fibonacci line again, starting from the second pullback down to the bottom, and then we will buy and take our profit either at the 30%, 38% or the 50% Fibonacci level. You can couple this with another Fibonacci level at the top of the initial push, come all the way down to the bottom right here, and this will be a 38. So you want to get out at the 38% level here. So as long as it's in the green level, we know that chances are it's going to pull back at that level and you can take profit. If I go ahead and get my ruler here, from this level to our line here, that is 92 pips. That's not bad for 2 days. All right, so here is another example here. So let's go ahead and draw our initial push here. We see a pullback right there. We see a push respecting our area. So that is not it quite yet. We see a pullback. And then we identify it once we see another push above this level right here. So I'm going to draw a line so it's easily identifiable for you. All right. And then what we'll do is grab our fib tool from the bottom here to the top. And then we will take profit. We will do a sell limit right here at the top, all the way to either the 38% or the 51% in our green level. And we can see it even came down and broke it. So that's kind of an example of how to use our Fibonacci tool and take profit. So guys, I appreciate you guys watching. This is going to be the end, but you will find these patterns on every single time frame, depending on how long you want to trade. So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Go ahead and check out our academy if you want some additional mentorship. We would love to do that. In the meantime, have a great day and we'll see you in the next video.